We're live, Mayor.
Live.
Yes, sir.
All right. This meeting of Mayor Board of Alderman City of Cleveland is now in session. Anyone having business for this board, come forward and you shall be heard. All right, Gary, who's starting this show?
Well, I do have one item that I need approval on before we start our budget discussions. I need to request approval to publish the required budget notices for fiscal year 2027 budget.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Gary, you make the motion, second by Danny, I think. All those in favor? Opposed?
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Okay, Mayor, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do similar to what we've done in prior years because it speeds up the process. We're gonna skip the three major funds and we're gonna go to all of the small funds that are easy to get through. We're starting with crime prevention.
Okay, crime prevention. This is where the confiscated drug funds are deposited, and this is where Shop with a Cop donations are deposited. And then when they have the Shop with a Cop event after, based on the donations, that's where those expenses are recorded. So you'll see that in fiscal year 27, which is here, we don't budget for those expenditures because we don't know yet what the donations will be, so you can't budget for that. This is where that fund is right now.
Okay, you can mark that one complete.
Okay. All right.
Go to library.
Okay. Their request this year was an increase of I take that back. I apologize. That note is from last year. They increased last year $5,000. They kept it the same because y'all did give them the increase last year. So
Okay, just for information purposes, we are allowed to allocate 2 mills of property taxes to the library fund. So this is one of our funds that fortunately the tax revenue takes care of the expenditures, and the library has been very diligent in managing it. So we're doing good there, which is great in case they need a major repair like a roof like they did a year or two ago.
Yeah, that's where that fund is.
Now I'm telling her to mark these things complete as we go through them. If somebody has a comment to make, please interrupt me.
You good here?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good with that one.
Okay.
Health Insurance Trust Fund.
Okay. I don't know if y'all saw the summary from Mickey that was in Dropbox. We're currently, this is what we're currently paying for premiums per employee, which is what helps fund this, the expenditures for the Health Insurance Trust Fund. We make a transfer from the general fund to the Health Insurance Trust Fund to pay for the life insurance premiums. And then these are the estimated expenditures that we budget each year.
Yeah.
Now, you'll notice that, you know, it depends on your exposure, but we do get some reinsurance back on some of that.
Yeah. Obviously, we had a tough year this year. And Mayor, and this is just a question. Are we at a juncture with this fund that we need to at least put feelers out there to see what conventional insurance would cost?
You know, after what we've seen this past year and stuff, it's I think we're gonna have to look at it. just because of the expensive the way insurance is going, that we, how much exposure we can put ourselves out there to, that we need to look to see
Yeah, you know, we got,
what conventional is gonna cost us and which is the best way for us to do this.
yeah, and so I was, you know, after I've having dealing with this with Mickey and with Joe Denson, and this is about, you know, about one out of every 3 years we have something major comes up, and we've been fortunate to keep our reserve right at $1 million, but you can see it dropped off this year some, which I'm amazed it only went down that much, Michelle.
Right. Well, last year we did increase the deductible from 45
Yeah.
to 55.
So just based on having met with Mickey and Michelle on this thing, I don't think we need to increase the amount of money that we're putting in the employees amount. Even though it went up a little bit, we're still gonna have a positive reserve unless we have a problem this year. But I just think at some point during the year, we at least need to ask people to make proposals for conventional insurance.
So the renewal is in March. So that's, you know, something we might want to start exploring. That gives you a timeline.
Okay,
Good idea.
All right, we're good, Michelle.
Okay.
Fire protection.
Fire protection, so we get state funds from the state. That's where these go. They're kind of earmarked for capital improvement, equipment, training. Those are the uses for those funds. Also, we get funds from Delta State for fire protection. Those go into this fund as well. We have used in the past their fire code, their required renewal of their fire code expenses go here in this fund. They're recorded here. And then also their annual air pack replacements have gone in this fund. This year they've requested some equipment that is recorded in this fund. Y'all probably saw the quotes in Dropbox. One is a generator for station number 3. Doesn't run the entire station, but just opens the doors so that they can make it to fires. And then the cascade system to refill the air tanks.
Yeah, but this new generator now is gonna run the whole building.
No, sir.
You don't
No.
think so?
No,
not
sir.
at that price.
No, sir. And it's just, and I asked them to be sure they said that was all they needed.
Yeah, the
Because-
original one they came in was what 80,000 or something like that. Michelle, is that right?
But it was right. They said all they needed was just to open the doors. I think maybe the lights maybe in the
The
bay,
lights.
lights in the bay and open the doors.
Okay, very good.
Okay. We good here? This is the balance in this fund.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. I mean, I'm glad it's ended up positive because I think he mentioned that in either 3 or 4 years we have
4
another
years.
truck we have to buy.
I think a pumper.
Yes.
And I want to say 1.4 million. Don't quote me on that, but do you remember, Brian?
1.4.
Yeah, I thought that was right. So,
Okay, you're good there.
okay. Do you want to go ahead and do economic development tourism?
Yeah, we can at least, we may not be able to finish it, but we can sure touch on it.
Okay, so this is where the tourism tax is recorded. This is an estimate for tourism tax. And then Anna, the railroad Museum is recorded in this department. It's a department in the Economic Development and Tourism Fund as well. So these are her revenues that she generates.
I know for
Michelle?
those of you who hadn't been on the board as long as some of us, she is doing a remarkable job. We used to have, our revenues used to be less than $10,000 a year.
That's right.
What is in the other revenues? Where's that coming from?
Other, that's
Probably
where
rentals,
Rentals?
the
probably.
and
when she-
money from the boats. Also, she
Oh, okay,
she
okay.
gets a stipend from the boats. Mhm.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
are her sales in this also in the revenue?
And gift shop sales,
Yes.
right there, that line item, that's her gift shop sales.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, also in other revenues, I think, does she rent that building out for parties?
She, there are some events
hosts
that
little parties.
she hosts parties, but what she doesn't rent it out.
Okay.
Usually when she does those events, people make donations.
Okay,
Like she has a donation box and they'll make donations.
okay.
So I think maybe some events, certain kinds of events, she might rent it out for those, but
For birthdays, she charges something.
she charges a fee for like a birthday party. All right. Then under expenditures, this is where we have several requests that are considered encouraging tourism or promoting tourism. So this is where you'll find like the final obligation for started with football and then the baseball turf obligation for Delta State, the retail.
So we're done with the baseball field after this year.
After this year. Yes,
Okay.
sir. The retail strategies contract, the maintenance that Robinson Electric does every year to set up the lights. Ms. Wentz, what is it that you need? I'm sorry, I can't answer my phone.
What is the Robinson Christmas?
Christmas lights. They do the lights on top of the buildings downtown.
Okay. Robinson Electric.
It's right.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's the maintenance. Well,
Yes, sir. Maintenance on all the downtown building, the Christmas
And
lights.
we always, invariably, we got sockets that go out and poles that aren't working. They have to check every one of those before 50 nights of lights.
yeah. Okay.
And then you have the requests that you receive from other entities, Boys and Girls Club. All of these are recurring. We didn't have any new ones this year. I think there is an increase on the Glen. Here. Okay, will you get Heather to come check it, please?
Question, you know, we're looking at maintenance on 50 nights of lights. We got 15,000 down here. We got 16.
All right, this is Becky's request. Becky puts in a request every year. So this is the lights on the buildings. This is the light
maintenance on the
lights on the
Okay.
brand.
Yeah, it's like she's got to buy, I can't remember how many thousand bulbs she has to buy
Bulbs.
this year.
Right, that's right. So two different types of maintenance.
Yeah,
And that's a recurring, it's in there every year as well, but the
okay.
budget varies depending on what she's doing. So Glenn family, they put in the same request as they did last year. Last year, y'all reduced it $1,000. And Delta Arts Alliance increased their request by 5,000. Last year, y'all, it was 35,000. This year, they're requesting 40.
Is that change column not working?
The change column is where y'all
Where we put it in.
asked me to make.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, scroll up to the top. I can't
This
see
is-
the names
this
of the columns.
This is the variance column, which has been.
I
leading.
got you. I got you. Thank you very much. I'm sorry.
It has been very helpful.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Now you just need to freeze that top row.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to see. I didn't know what the columns were.
What are you looking for? Oh, I didn't plug it up, did I? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Better?
Yes,
Okay. Just because I have them memorized doesn't mean y'all do, right?
right.
That's right. All right. You can scroll
right.
down.
Grammy, y'all know, all right, and then that's it. Then these are the Railroad Museum. It's
How in the world is she going down with engineers? That has never happened.
Well, she put in a very large budget last year, not knowing what she was gonna need with the boats. And then if you remember, we ended up reducing,
Yeah, we
the-
closed some days.
right, we took out Sundays. And so anyway, so this is what she came back needing.
Got it. Okay, good.
So, and she put in, she's increasing her, budget on like her events. But she put in a narrative for y'all on what she's got planned.
Yeah, and down there further, she mentioned this at one of the board meetings, the next to the last line. She wants to purchase that train table from some other city or,
Jackson, I think it
Jackson,
was
yeah,
it Children's Museum?
yes, the Children's Museum.
yeah.
Okay. Any questions on that budget
No, ma'am.
or
Can-
any changes on like,
Now, I want to see the bottom line.
Yeah, I don't see the bottom. It's good.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
so this is projected for this year and with the increase that's projected for 27.
very good.
All right. So do
We're
you want to
good with
go?
that.
ahead? You're
We're good with that fund. We may end up coming back to it if we end up with some kind of request that we don't know about at this point.
Okay. All right.
What-
I'm gonna do this one yellow in case we come back to it. All right, this is the USDA Rural Development Grant. This is a grant we received to put the kitchen equipment in what was Delta Meat Market, now Staple. That grant and the lease on the equipment is now complete. This is the money that is left in the fund. So we will transfer that money to economic development and revolving to close out this fund next year. Any questions?
Okay.
Moving right along.
Done.
Good.
Okay. All right. Sanitation.
Let's skip sanitation, go to bond and interest.
good.
All right, general bond and interest, this is the fund that we use to pay our bond debt, and we have ad valorem tax that is recorded in this fund, and that's used to pay the debt.
And that's a 2%.
No,
Two,
sir.
two meals also. Yeah.
Sir, two
No,
meals.
no.
Park and library,
Bond fund gets like 17 meals.
17 and a half, I think. And so y'all calculate the amount on the bond and interest in order to have and generate enough tax to retire the debt. Park and library are the two that get 2 meals.
Okay,
Any questions on this one?
1 minute. before you-
No, y'all keep in mind that the revenue from this fund is 2,384,000. Because in a minute, we're gonna look at the bond schedule, the retirement schedule. And we have to generate enough money from that that tax revenue to do our annual debt retirement.
Good?
It's
Michelle-
good, yes.
Yeah,
It's good.
okay.
It's good. I just wanted to make sure and
Michelle, before you go,
Yes,
before you
ma'am.
go,
Mhm.
the rural development grant, that 37, did you have it transferring in on the economic development?
I do. Economic development revolving.
Now,
Oh, that's different than,
Yes, ma'am. Different from tourism.
gotcha.
Right. Tax increment financing. This is our TIF, where we have our Cotton House and our Cannon Property Development TIF. That's we generate the revenue from ad valorem tax, and on Cannon also sales tax diversion. And the revenue is used to retire the debt on the TIF. And this is the balance in that account. Or fund.
okay, that's good unless somebody has a question.
We're projected 213, is that what you're showing for the end of this year? Oh,
End of this year, yes, sir.
okay.
255 next year. Right.
All right,
Skipping the bond fund. General obligation utility bond. This is the fund that we used. We have 2 bonds, 2020 and 2022, that were used to purchase our new water meters. And so we use this to retire the debt on those bonds. This is a transfer. This is done with a transfer from the sewer utility fund. So you'll see every year, you'll see a transfer from the sewer utility fund in the amount of the required payments for that year. The
All right.
debt obligation.
Look,
Good?
no,
Okay.
okay. Where is the Siemens money? Is it in the,
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's gonna be one of the big funds that we'll do last.
okay, but, all
We'll-
right, go ahead.
Okay. This is Airport Improvement Fund, which is different from the Airport Fund, which is the operational expenses for the airport. Airport Improvement Fund is where the projects for the airport are recorded. So you'll see this is where the grant funds come in. The revenues are from grant funds, and then you'll see the projects reported. So next year, we've got to finish out this year some of the projects that are still going to be closed out this year. Next year, he has 2 projects, the airport layout plan and the North Hangar facility addition. So that's what you'll see next year, 2027, the grant proceeds and the expenditures for those 2 projects. Everything else should be closed out this year, 26. And this is where that fund will stand next year. Because these projects will not close out, so we'll get The way
This-
these projects work, some of them are reimbursable grants, so you don't get all of it one time. Some of it you'll get. And so you'll have some money. It's kind of like the bond fund. You
Yeah,
have
this
some
fund is like
timing.
this fund is like the public improvement bond fund. There's always gonna be a timing difference
Right.
between the receipt of the grant money and the execution of the project.
Right.
I have a question. Did we have any match funds with these grant projects?
Yes, ma'am. So you'll see a transfer in right here from the bond fund because we
Okay.
have figured in the bond. It's on the North Hangar edition. There's a match required and we have that figured in the bond this year. So you see a transfer in for that $76,000.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Anything else?
Very good.
Good.
House Bill 603 and Senate Bill 2468 are both the same. They're part of the North Industrial Site Flood Mitigation Project. This was legislative funding that we received. And those both will be finished out this year. So nothing will be budgeted for 2027. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
You'll see same thing on Senate Bill 2468. It'll zero out. We'll expend all the $600,000 and it'll be finished out this year. Do you want to do economic development?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So,
Okay, so just some history on this fund. This is a grant that we received back in the 80s when the city helped Duofast construct that building out there. And we got a $2 million grant that Duofast had to pay, not Duofast,
Marcia.
no, it was Duofast, the one that's
Is it
been torn
Lobo?
down. Yeah. And so that $2 million got paid back to the city with the requirement that we used it for revolving economic development in the future. And we have used that money wisely over the last 40 years. And Paul, just to answer part of your question, go up to the revenue. Where is, okay, if you look at transfers in for 26 in the third column, right there,
Uh-huh.
that some of the Siemens money came into this fund because this fund had to loan both the general fund and the water fund almost $900,000 during the time period we were losing revenue with those water meters.
Gotcha.
So 895,000 of that Siemens money came back into here.
Okay.
So we need to keep this fund or have a plan in place to get it around that $2 million mark, but we've got that available for different projects.
I think we still got some money loaned out. Okay, so if y'all remember, we just gave $500,000 to the chamber to build a spec building.
this is what I'm showing right now, Gary. This is the due to, due from.
Okay, so the chamber requested $500,000 when they built that spec building, and we loaned them the money with the idea that when they get a tenant in it, we'll get repaid. They'll do a 10-year lease on it, and we'll get paid back that money over 10 years. So really, Brian, to answer your question, that fund is $600,000 better off than the money that's in it.
We're like 2.5, really.
It is. Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, we've done great with that fund. We've been able to use it wisely and still maintain a better than $2 million balance.
Okay. All right, are we good here? So
We're good. Yes, ma'am.
this is that transfer that you were asking about
Mhm.
coming in from USDA Rural Development Grant. All right. Heritage Commission, this fund, they used to have a separate account And they asked several years ago about, the city maintaining their account. And, so we brought it in-house. And now instead of issuing them a check, when y'all make an appropriation, it's a transfer. So you'll see the transfer here, for their budget request, which was in economic development and tourism. And it is transfer in here into their fund, Heritage Commission. So we don't have anything to do with the distribution of these funds. They, if they want to do something, we do budget a little bit for them. But basically, if their board makes a decision that they want to appropriate these funds for something like they did last year, I think they wanted to make an appropriation to the Public Arts Commission to help on the mural.
All right,
And
so
they do something with that.
so their budget request is only $1,400.
10,000.
That's,
This is just like if they decide, like I think they,
Oh, that's expenditures. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm
their-
sorry. I'm sorry.
their
I thought
budget- right, 10,000.
Never mind. I misread it.
You're good.
but they don't have a history of spending that.
They don't, they have.
So it's just
before.
accumulating.
Yeah, that's right. But now they I want to say they gave $25,000 to the Public Arts Commission to help with the mural. So, and they have had some
They've also helped out with the green strip before,
right.
and they've helped out with some awnings for downtown buildings a couple of times. So it's been used well.
All right, skip that one. Infrastructure
Skip sewer
modernization.
utility, yeah.
Infrastructure modernization. This is basically the sales tax on online sales that we used to not receive, but
This is Amazon.
other things besides, but yeah,
Wayfair.
Amazon.
Yeah, this is the money that is generated from sales tax that are paid through internet sales.
Right.
And the state, and that's why now when you buy something, it has
By sales tax.
it's tied to your zip code, and that way this money is coming back to Cleveland now.
Yeah.
But the state's giving it to us, but they have restricted use. It can only be used for infrastructure.
Mhm. So we get 2 payments a year. We get one in January and one in July for this tax. And we use it for, this is what funds our street improvement project. So.
This
and-
saved us $1 million a year in our bond fund.
Right.
And isn't there, well, never mind.
Any questions on this one?
What?
Moving along.
No, I got a question. Why
Okay.
are we
Okay.
predicting a $900,000 loss in the fund for next year?
That's what-
But
I
why?
think some of it is timing
not-
from jobs
not
that
this
didn't
year.
get finished last year.
Right. Well, so in 25, they did a lot of extra work. And so they used a lot of extra money in the fund. We had accumulated a balance in the fund, so they did a lot of extra work.
So we just
But-
overspent it in that year.
Yeah. And so then
Overspent the normal spend.
So then every year they've been budgeting. So I had a conversation with Josh because every year they've been submitting a budget of somewhere around 1.3 million. But our receipts, our revenues are only somewhere around 1.2. So I talked to him and I got them to adjust their budget. They had to, just giving y'all a heads up, they had to pull some streets out from this year's plan and bring the budget down to 1.1. To get more in line with what our revenues normally run. So, anyway,
Going the
that,
wrong way.
that should get us back in track, So, but the good news is that as long as we continue to get this money, we can continue to work on our streets. It's like he said, I know everybody wants to have, have it done all at one time, but goodness, without this money, we would not be anywhere near close to where we are right now. So,
Hold on. That budget's nowhere near the receipts. What'd you just? It's 2.1.
No, you're looking at the total expense, the budget for this year is 1.1. And that's 1.2. You've got carryover from last year. Carryover of 900,000.
That's it.
That's what I'm trying to say. These were projects that didn't get finished in 25.
In 26. They
In
haven't
26,
done,
in 26.
they haven't done the work. They're
I'm
just
excused.
now starting.
That's
Right.
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 That's exactly right.
So you've got $900,000 of work for 26 that will be completed in.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. I just said the wrong year.
Yeah. So you have to look, this is the fiscal year 26 street improvement project.
Got it.
That's the expenditure.
It's a timing difference, Marcy.
Yeah, right. And that happens with the street improvement project every year because
We
they
don't
don't.
ever
bid
start
it.
them till August.
Right, you don't start them. Matter of fact, one of the phone calls that I got before we started this meeting was Lucas, because Murphy Paving was wanting to use the hydrants for some of the milling that they're starting next week. So August, they're starting street improvement project. So exactly what the mayor said. All right, any questions?
You're good.
Okay. ARPA, this is also, we're finished with this fund. We don't have any ARPA money left. So we're transferring out, the balance, or we did transfer the money out to, the last of it to the Bishop Road Storm Drainage Project. So there's no activity for 27. We closed it out in 26. Nothing to budget for 27. So, any questions about ARPA?
No.
Nope.
Unemployment compensation. We budget for unknowns. So we just put a budget in here, and hope that we don't have to use it. This is where that fund is right now. Any questions?
Unlike for-profit businesses, we basically have a self-funded unemployment compensation fund. The state allows that for cities and counties.
All right,
All right.
where to next?
Are you at the end?
I am at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's do sewer utility fund. You may as well start getting department heads lined up for this afternoon if you hadn't already done it.
Ashley, you want to text them and tell them, or email them and tell them that we will use Schedule A?
Yes, so that's starting with Josh at 2. Is that what you still want?
Yeah, I mean, do you want
Bump him up to 1 if you can.
to?
I mean, the more
Well-
of this we can get done today, the less we got to do tomorrow. We might not even have to meet Friday.
Okay. Do you want to just tell everybody to move up,
An hour.
or
Yes.
just adjust the schedule
Mm-hmm.
and send it back out? Or
Okay.
because you don't want to, anyway, adjust it for that time frame and send it back out. All right.
Okay.
You don't think they can adjust it an hour by themselves?
Well,
Okay, so to answer the mayor's question, look at line 21 under the 26 total.
right, here we go.
That's where
There it
the,
is. Okay.
okay, so it
But-
came back into the sewer utility fund.
And then this
Uh,
is where it was transferred out, that much was transferred out to go to the two, due to, so.
It owed the general fund
General
money
fund,
and it owed the revolving
Economic
fund money.
development.
I mean, we were truly down almost $1.6 million at one point.
mhm. And then the balance stayed in sewer utility. And you can see that by looking at this number. Because that number has changed so much,
Yeah.
the balance in the fund.
That money, that number was on the verge of being zero if we hadn't loaned $1.6 million to it since 2013.
Right. Okay. So, obviously, these revenues come from water and sewer sales. You have some smaller ones from recycling revenue. But majority of it is from water and sewer.
Just out of curiosity, we are projecting to end the year on water sales and sewer sales about $130,000 on, let me see, almost $200,000 difference. So why are we proposing an increase?
Well, it's not an increase, it's the same.
It's
I
not an
mean,
increase over the budget,
Hardly.
but it's an increase over our projection.
right.
Is our,
So
is our projection low?
it's, I mean, it just takes the current revenues and prorates it for, forecasts it for 12 months. There's no way.
Oh, that's right. July, oh, right. July, August, and
July,
September
August,
are not in there.
September.
They are high months.
It's
Okay,
so-
never mind,
right.
never mind.
So,
Never,
so this could potentially be low because
yes,
July,
I-
August, September are higher months.
understand. Okay.
So hopefully these will be higher than their projected.
They're gonna probably be close to your budget.
Right. But anyway. Then these are just, this is the hay cutting contract, for wastewater. And then we just talked about this. Public Works Administration, this is their expenditures.
Question, Michelle, before we
Yes,
go any
sir.
further. Have,
Yes,
have,
sir.
if you had a chance to, talk to anybody about this recycling problem? If
We need to talk to, I haven't, but I did give a list to Lucas for him to try to reach out to see, if there were other options.
Okay.
I
Alright.
haven't talked to him to see what he found out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Michelle, about what?
Recycling.
Talking of basically, man, of getting somebody that we contract this out to, instead of our people sitting up there separating plastic bottles.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna send Michelle a picture that she can put in Dropbox later of what that looks like. It is absolutely disgusting.
You don't
A
want to see.
lot. It's a lot. All right, so the Public Works Administration budget, there was really no change here, as far as requests. This is the administration, part of Public Works. So it's just the office, basically. So you have the department head salary, the office, administrative assistant salary, and then you just have general operation, expenses is all you have that, are in this budget.
Yeah, we'll come back to payroll later.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. This is the water department. Most of this is, the billing department. You have, those salaries, and then you have some expenses for like the water, the not the billing, but the operations of the water department, which is like the Department of Health water analysis that we're required to have done, just the transfer of the payment for the meters to the general obligation utility bond, things like that. But most of it is the billing department. So it's
Okay,
the
the
payment-
only thing I'm concerned about, we're projecting our lights and on account 511. We're projecting that total to be 140,000, and we're still budgeting 110.
Again, I mean, all of this is a projection. It could vary. And you don't know what, I mean, I can adjust it,
I would adjust it just
maybe meet in the
as
middle.
hot as we've been for the last few months. Does that carry, that's air conditioning, it's all electrical, right?
Well, this is
Okay.
more for, it's like, I guess all the,
It's the pumps and everything.
right, all the pumps, the water, the wells.
The wells, right.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you need to leave it where you got it now. All
Okay.
right, just out of curiosity too, where's fuel on here? Because we all know fuel cost went up this year.
That's,
Do they
Going-
burn that much fuel?
I think that's gonna be in the wastewater budget.
Okay,
I
all
don't
right,
think it's gonna be in this budget.
okay.
What did you ask, Ryan? Ryan,
Do they burn that much fuel?
how much gas
Yeah.
running them trucks?
Yeah, but that's gonna be in the wastewater department. The trucks are in wastewater, not water.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of that in the general fund under the department totals.
Yeah. But wastewater is in sewer utility.
Okay, yeah,
The next
come
one.
on. All right, so,
And he did put in a lot of requests for increases. So, this one right here in particular, contracted services, they're projected to be at 318 this year. They've had a lot of repairs to pumps. He put in a request for 400,000. I did decrease it, by 50,000 because this, accounts for, there's a contract for department head, which we've got accounted for in salaries. It's a journal entry to move the money.
what Wade said is this, Mayor. He said, we got a lot of infrastructure out there with pumps that are very old, and we're spending a ton of money repairing them. And he said, if we don't start replacing some of these, our repair cost is gonna go through the roof.
I agree. I've got a note written here for that we need, and we need a spare pump. And I know they're not all the same, and I
Don't
talked to
they
them
keep a
about it.
handful on hand, Michelle? Don't they keep one or two, or no?
Not that,
Got that before.
not the
I mean, like
wastewater.
one pump they replaced this year, fiscal year 26, one pump was $92,000.
Right.
They don't all cost that much, but.
And they're not
some of-
all the same. This is our problem.
Right,
Each station's got a damn different pump in it, just about.
Yeah, and that's why we have so many breakdowns, and they out there working in the middle of the night.
We
So
need,
Some of these pumps are 30 years old.
one thing that Wade told me was that, that he has started implementing was a maintenance protocol on the pump stations, on the pumps, that they're in years past, I don't know when, but for a long time, there was not a maintenance program on the pumps, like just greasing and, you know, that.
You're
kind of
talking about preventive maintenance.
preventive maintenance. And
Gary,
so,
so accounting question, like if some of these pumps are 30 years old, can we go ahead and build something into the buying schedule where we're buying so many pumps a year? A couple?
We can, I guess, I guess one way to answer that question is for the first time in 13 years, we have a positive balance in this fund. And
What
The
is
reason-
the bottom line?
sorry?
on it? What's the bottom line on it?
2.4.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's what I was talking about, Mayor. It wasn't just a few years ago that account balance was zero. We had to loan it money continuously for like 5 or 6 years just to support it.
I
Now,
think
go
we
ahead.
need to add it, and it doesn't need to go to the bond fund. Bond fund's gonna be bad enough as it is.
Yeah.
So,
But I
but
agree
what-
with what Brian's saying.
All right,
We got to
let me-
get some pumps.
Let me explain something about this fund. This fund is called an enterprise fund. It is typically a business type fund. If you look at state law says you're not supposed to make money in this fund. But we have to generate extra revenues in this fund to replace equipment.
Mhm.
And that's how we justify making money in it. So I agree with the mayor. We need to use this fund to replace that equipment and not, because our bond fund is maxing out as it is.
I mean,
So-
you know, that we put a couple of $100,000, Michelle, somewhere in here or whatever, or $250,000 coming out of this fund to start buying pumps. Like whatever the oldest ones are, that's where we start.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem to honoring his request and put 400,000 back in there.
It
okay.
also says we can't lose money in this fund too.
So
We can't
one
what?
thing,
No,
We can't lose money. We can't make or lose money.
No, you can't lose money.
so one thing that they tell us, like when we discuss budget with the state auditor's office, and we talk about this, like sewer utility funds in particular, they tell us specifically to be sure to maintain enough of a fund balance for replacement of our infrastructure.
Exactly.
Repair and replacement of our infrastructure.
$2 million won't replace our infrastructure. It won't touch it.
And so I will tell you, one thing that Josh has been harping on to me every year is he recommends, and I know, I mean, I already know the temperature of the board. He recommends an incremental increase in water and sewer sales rates so that we're building on our fund balance rather than hitting something at some point several years down the road and we have to do a large increase. I know how y'all feel about doing something every year, but it is something to consider. You know, if you're going to have to expend money every year on infrastructure, it is something for y'all to start
So
considering.
then the question is, when did we have the last increase?
I can pull up the user rate.
While she's looking for that, Mayor, I think what we need to do, just based on the way this conversation is going, is we need to get Josh and Wade to do an assessment of all our pumps
That was going to be
and
He-
just see what kind
what we're
of
talking about.
costs we got facing us over the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay, so the last increase was in 25. You remained the same in 26. 25, I think, was a 5% increase. So for 27, I was already gonna request that we round the rates up to the nearest nickel because we're having trouble getting pennies. And if we're gonna have to make a change and publish a rate change anyway, then I do have in here a 3% change, but that's a 3% increase. It's easy to change that to a 5% or whatever the board would like me to put in there.
Okay, can we, when we meet with Josh at 1 o'clock, let's
Mhm.
make it a point to ask him if he's got any idea
Okay,
what our infrastructure replacement cost would be over, let's say over the next 5 years.
okay.
I agree with that. Before we consider an increase, the assessments of the infrastructure. I agree with that, Gary.
Yeah. I will go ahead and tell you, he and I have talked about it. His
The
suggestion for an
infrastructure's
increase
tough.
is
I
gonna
can
be more
answer
than
that
mine.
It's horrible.
Okay,
I'm
It's
not
just
even talking
so-
about
it's just
pumps,
so-
I'm talking about just the piping too. We've got a lot of work that's going to have to be done over the next few years.
well, it's just so refreshing to see us back where this thing was, Mayor, 15 years ago.
And I don't know if you, Gary, and you can run the figures and run whatever you think, is that whatever the CPI has does every year is that's where the water and sewer rates don't need to increase to stay up with inflation.
In July, it's 3.2%. The last one I got.
And
The
that's
only
with-
reason why I know is that's what Meridian uses for their increase.
Meridian being the company, not the city.
Right,
Meridian Waste, let me clarify.
Yes.
okay.
Okay. All right,
right.
scroll down, Michelle. Let's look at the rest of
Michelle,
this.
you just added 50 right there. What was that? Was that
Uh,
supposed to be the, what
400.
Paul's talking about?
They, Gary, was it Gary or the mayor asked that I bring that back up to 400,000?
Yeah, he asked for 400,000 for pump replacement. She cut it 50 before she put it in the budget.
Because, and I have the explanation right there, because he was looking at this budget and what had been.
I thought he was
expended.
asking to add a whole nother
Mm.
amount. Okay, and then Brian's thought back to the beginning where he mentioned purchasing a spare pump of some sort that can help in when there's issues. Is that an actual possibility?
I mean, I
Well,
think
the
that's.
biggest
maybe-
problem we have there with a spare pump is that which one do you buy a spare for? Because majority
Oh, 'cause
of
they're
them are all different.
I think the one thing that we could do, because we ran into this year, we had to rent a pump, a bypass pump 2 different times. We only have one bypass pump. And we did have 2 stations go down at the same time. So I think if we bought anything as far as an additional pump of any kind, I would
Bypass pump.
recommend buying a second bypass pump.
So that we can use it anywhere.
That's right. Mhm.
And that keeps the pumping station up.
It
Keeps it
keeps it up
going.
going when we
until you
have
can fix
to.
it.
That's right. And most of the pumping stations have more than one pump. So the only time
mean-
that you really have to have a bypass pump is like if that main pump goes down, or if what happened to us this year, we had a pump that was out being replaced, and the one pump that was left keeping the station up and going, it went down. So the whole station was down. So
I
we
don't think,
had to put the
Oh.
bypass pump on it.
I think I saw the rent for that. It wasn't very much, so it's probably not worth buying another one if you can just rent it.
As long as you can find one, which I think is what we kind of ran into. So,
Mayor just wants a spare paddle.
yeah,
Exactly. You go want it too when it starts backing up in people's houses.
and that's
Yes.
what we ran into. We were scrambling trying to find one. So, I mean, it's,
Yeah, ain't nothing worse than the sewer backing up anywhere in town.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, we could check into it and see
Okay.
what the cost is. And that way y'all would be informed.
Let's look at the engineering department or whatever's
Okay.
left.
That's just this is not his regular budget. His regular budget is in the general fund. This is just for special projects, just a little small amount. And this was on Siemens. So, you shouldn't have, or anything unusual. So it's up on 26. You shouldn't see that on 27.
all right.
Okay, come on down. All right, I think we're good here.
Okay.
We got some questions to ask Josh. You want to mark it yellow?
I am, yes, sir.
Public Improvement Bond Fund.
You want to do sanitation first?
That'll be okay. That'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, sanitation. This is where our garbage and mosquito fees are recorded. We also have some franchise fees for waste companies. And then we have a grant for Earth Day. So our Earth Day expenses are recorded here as well. And then the expenses, you have one sanitation worker that's recorded here. And then you have your vector disease control, which is the mosquito, and Meridian waste, which is recorded here. We do a transfer out or that you do to the animal shelter. And then an administrative charge to the general fund. The one thing that I noticed, and again, this is up to the board's discretion, your sanitation contract this year. Is it sanitation? The total expenses, I think is what I was looking at. Your revenues don't cover your total expenditures. So I didn't know if you would want to look
Go
at,
back to look at the cash balance. I want to see what happened at the bottom.
I
But
mean,
your
you're good.
revenue is actually projected to be higher than what your budget is right now.
Yes.
So, I mean, we can be conservative or we can
Well, no.
assume it's
you're
going
not-
to be higher this year.
No, you're not. This is based on actual, it's based on average customers. So I export every month. I have monthly reports in RBS, which is our utility billing software. And so this number is based on the average of the garbage customers and mosquito customers that are on that report every month. So I take the average for October through, or I actually do it from August through July, because that's the months I can get. And I generate an average number of customers times our current billing rate. And that's where that number comes from. So we don't just
So we
randomly.
got 800. We got 800 more water customers than we have garbage customers.
Not water. It's
Isn't that where in mosquito control, doesn't that show up on the
Well,
water bill?
No, not necessarily. So if they are, if they are a business, they pay water and sewer, but they don't pay mosquito or garbage. If they are inside the city limits, if they are outside the city limits, they don't pay garbage. It depends on where they are. You have some that pay mosquito and not garbage. Like if they're an apartment complex, they pay mosquito, but they don't pay garbage. So if they live in an apartment building,
I got you
all
because
those customers,
because
they
the
have a
garbage, the apartments have the commercial garbage.
right.
So all
Okay.
your apartments, yes, sir.
Well, I mean, even though it's down some, Michelle, our cash is not projected to go down by $20,000.
That's right. I'm just was bringing it to your attention.
Yeah,
How
no,
much is the-
I think it's
there you go.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just showing a $23,000 decrease in cash, which is
That's
not
right.
bad.
But I'm
And
just
more than
gonna say-
likely, for some reason, the revenue is going to be higher because it was a lot higher this year.
Yeah. So
I
this
think
is
so
gonna-
too, Marcy.
Yeah.
This is going to continue to trend up because they're going to do that CPI adjustment every year. And anyway, hopefully this will be up compared to where we are.
So just as an aside, Marcy said the other day that not as many people have complained about mosquitoes this year.
They have, so Josh and I had a meeting with
Oh,
the
Jesus.
Yeah, Josh and I had a meeting with them the other day, actually, and they've really been proactive with their applications. They've done a couple of maybe 3, I can't remember, aerial applications. I'll have to look back.
I
And
feel like there's a significant difference from last year.
yeah,
So I think our conversation were
yeah, been
worth
very
it.
proactive.
Well, the other thing is y'all gotta think too, that, you know, July was incredibly dry.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
We've been very dry here for the last, 6 weeks or so, and,
Yeah.
that.
So we're starving them.
So you're
Yeah.
saying they're still coming?
Well, I hope not from what the temperature looks like. It's gonna bake them too, just like it's gonna bake us.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
cooking
I
them.
mean-
We're cooking the mosquitoes this year.
Yeah,
All right, are we good on sanitation?
We're good.
All
right.
right, now you want to go to the bond fund?
Before you do, yeah, go ahead.
Or you
and
want to
then-
do, yeah, animal shelter?
No,
Bond
you
fund?
can do the bond fund. What I was gonna say, when you get into the bond fund, let's look at our bond retirements first. Your bond retirement schedule,
Oh, our bond schedule?
yes.
So this is 27.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean,
You're
Okay.
talking about our actual bond,
yeah,
like our general obligation utility bond. That's what you're talking about.
The
got it.
schedule or something?
Yeah, I got it.
200 and, isn't that right? 200 is the fund number?
Yeah, it is. Do you
okay,
want to look at
so,
the actual payment schedule? or you
no,
wanna-
that's what I want. This is where I wanted to look, because
Okay.
I had a thought that for later, but I wanted to see this first. Okay, so in 27, we've got to come up with $2.2 million to retire current year debt. And then you see our debt schedule goes down from that point forward. And the reason I want to look at that is because when we go to our proposed bond for this year, I kind of want to set a gauge for where we need it to be. So if we're able to retire 2,249,000 this year, then I don't think our new bond this year needs to exceed 2.3 million. That's kind of just a gauge that I'm trying to put on this before we get to that stage.
Okay.
Mayor, you good with that?
Yeah, I'm catching up with you there. I gotta get real close to the screen to
Me too.
That help?
Yeah,
thank you very
there
much.
you go.
Yeah, thank
Woo!
you.
Yeah, much
A lot
better.
better, lot better.
A lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got $2.2 million that we got to come up with this year to retire debt. And when she did the bond and interest fund earlier, we had enough to cover this year's debt and still have some excess cash in there. So what I'm saying is, just so we don't get ourselves in a cash crunch where we got to increase the millage on the bond and interest fund, we need to stay around 2.3 million with our new bond.
What are we paying for 2026 in principal and interest?
4%.
No, what was the total? What does that?
Oh. For 2026,
Yeah,
you see it?
yes, ma'am. 2.45%. Okay.
Yeah, we had some big ones go off the schedule, Mayor. We had
Mhm.
some bigger bonds in prior years, and they're starting to go off our schedule. So it's
We've been
bond-
staying, sorry, go ahead.
that's okay.
Well, the other thing you better remember too is that you ain't gonna get no 4%. Right.
Well, and in years past, prior to, let's see. I want to say. We definitely aren't going to get that. So we've got a couple of bonds on here. We got 1% and 2%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna be there.
Yeah, I mean, our average
Those
bonded
days are
debt is,
gone.
our average bonded debt, in spite of these last few years, is still less than 4%. It's probably 3.3 or 3.4.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm like you, it ought to go down a little bit.
right. Okay,
Okay, so this is the Public Improvement Bond Fund, which is where we put our new bond money for this year. So go ahead, Michelle.
and so to preface this, I do not have anything in here for 27 because y'all haven't selected
Why
your,
don't you, just for the sake of us reviewing this fund, just put $2.3 million in for this year's bond?
27.
2.3.
oh, sorry, when you said 27,
Yeah, I meant
Yeah.
for the year.
my brain.
Just so at least this fund makes sense.
But then that's gonna skew the number because you don't have that amount in projects. You have to kind of think that you gotta have, that it's gonna be a wash, because you're gonna put that number in for projects.
That's right.
All right,
Well, then take it back out. So
we'll just
there's
put
no
it
point
over there
watching
and
it.
changes.
Add it
Do
in.
I,
Just
Yeah.
put,
you want me to
No.
take it
You-
out, let y'all look at it first without it?
Yes. If it's gonna have the same effect, might as well.
So this is where it stands without 27.
But that's because of the timing difference
Right.
of the issuance of the bonds and the
And
completion of the projects. There
Exactly.
is no excess money in this fund.
It is not.
Don't be disillusioned to that.
It is not, because like these are projects, I mean, you can look at fiscal year 25 bond, we're still having to budget for expenditures on projects from 25. Same thing for 24. I mean, it's just the timing, especially when they're larger projects, we budget them, or they're a 24 project, but it may not start until the next year, like and then it may take a couple
Well,
of
that's
years.
like the Bishop Road project.
Yes,
That project took 2.5 years.
yes, exactly. That's exactly what happens. So they
you
carry
gotta
over.
look at it as it's got a zero balance, basically.
Right.
Except for whatever little bits of money of projects that came in under or whatever, that's all that's gonna be in
Well,
there.
and then what happens is, so we take I'll show you real quick. We go through, Josh and I did this the other day, where something like this project was canceled, we reallocated that money.
You need to increase your screen size
27.
again.
I'm sorry.
The large one.
It's T90. Okay.
Hang on now.
We reallocated that money to the 27 bond. Same thing, this project came in under, so we reallocated that money to the 27 bond. So we go through and we do that. Once projects are complete, we reallocate. Some of this was done previous to this year or prior to this year, but some of it, like these were 27. Well, no, all of these were 27.
Now, when she says we reallocate it, we have to reconstitute that money for a purpose that was similar for what the bond was initially issued for.
Right, right. So it was on a project, like a construction project, we reallocated it to another construction project. If it was equipment or like park improvements, it's reallocated. Same thing. For example, one of Christian's requests in his budget was for benches. So I took it out because he still had money in a previous bond for park improvements, and it was for benches at the parks. So I moved it to the 27 bond from the 24 bond. Anyway.
So I'm just looking at the spreadsheet. So for the bond this year, 51, that he would really end up with 66.
Right. But this 51, I haven't done anything with this. I left open, I didn't add it yet. And actually, I don't think this is not the benches. This was a reallocation that I was gonna see what y'all wanted to utilize that for. The benches are in another fund, or in another bond year. Because they specified benches. This was a surplus on the fiscal year 24 bond. And I was gonna see what was left in his request that y'all might want to reallocate to that. And I didn't add it yet because I was waiting to see what y'all
Gotcha.
wanted to do.
So what we're looking at here is a requested of 4.2 million basically for this year for new bond money, correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
and obviously we can't.
4.11, whatever, I can't read it.
Why does it keep going back down?
I don't know, okay.
I don't know. So anyway, she's got
So we're
276.
already over 2.7 million here.
Yeah, well, we got 276,000 that are obligations based on matching funds in some cases from grant money. Right, Michelle?
That's correct.
Okay, so that 276,000, we have no choice. We have to come up with that money to match some grants that we got.
Right.
Then what she's got highlighted in blue is what Josh is at least recommending to us of projects of all of this 4.1 million. He's saying this 1,693,000 is something you need to do.
And that's a total of 1.9. So y'all can go through and see what he didn't recommend that y'all might want to change or add or.
So anything that's not highlighted are things that we can put in the bond for this year if we stick with Josh's request.
Right. You also might want to look at the department head requests to see if there's something there you want to add.
Mm.
Because I know
Well, we hadn't gotten to the general fund yet.
that's right. Because
I think
So-
this part needs to be done later.
Yes, I
Right.
just wanted to look at it. Go back to your PBIF fund.
Okay.
So basically to sum this up is this, what she has to this point are basically projects in progress
Correct.
versus the money available to do it, to complete them.
Correct.
So
And
we can, this fund takes care of itself. You can mark it yellow, but we're probably not going to change it except to put the new bond in.
that'll just be my reminder to do that.
Okay. Animal shelter.
So we have a transfer. This is the same from last year. Did he drop out? All right. And then these are the expenditures. She requested a $5,000 increase on contracted services due to increase in vet services, increased cost there. An increase just in her charges for her dumpster, just some small increases there. A little small increase on operating costs for general operating supplies. $5,000 increase for janitorial and cleaning. They spent a lot more this year just on that, and then she's asking for a mower. This is your bottom line here.
We also need some gravel and to drag that parking lot. We need to talk to her about that.
This is just a thought, what? Not God buying another mower. I mean, we buy mowers every year, and I understand that. And I don't know how many we have in the city. I'd really like to know that. But for what she's having done out there, would this not be better to do a contract service with somebody to mow that instead of buying a mower and her having to take one of her people and put out there and mow? And we just have a contract service with one of the mowing companies that they mow.
I think I think that would probably be a good idea.
Good idea, Paul. I think
I just think that instead of, she don't have enough people as it is, and now we're gonna pull somebody out and have them out there mowing all summer. We can do contract services and just
Yeah.
let them mow it.
Yeah, because they really need to be taking care of the animals and cleaning, doing all that stuff.
good idea.
I just think,
So,
I don't know if she would have issues with them getting into the interior with animals, but or
I have a
liabilities or
question.
anything like that.
well, we're talking about a ride mower that she's probably not gonna get inside that area anyhow.
No.
But, Danny,
Yeah, 'cause
y'all,
that's what
y'all
she-
that are on that committee, man,
True.
well, I'm just thinking it may be easier to do contract services on that.
I agree.
yeah,
I have a question.
I think she has a push mower and this is a zero turn that she's wanting to buy. So I think this is for the outside area.
It's
Right.
The big
strict,
one.
strict outside.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we start to talking about contracted services, shouldn't we not try to find out what that will be a monthly cost before we take this lawnmower out? Because contracted services may be more than $4,000.
Oh, I don't have, yeah, I mean, we'll have to get bids and see where we are, but.
We can
I'm
leave
not-
her that budget
Can we
and then
just
let her
leave it
choose
there for
between
right
the two
now until
options.
can we not just leave it there right now until we find out,
Well, yeah, we're gonna have
what
to leave.
contracted
at least
services
put-
will be?
We put that
Because it
amount
may
back
be
in
more.
there anyhow.
Sure.
That looks like an awful cheap zero turn mower to me.
It must be a little bitty one, Paul.
It's got to be a little bitty one. And I don't know if a little bitty mower is what really needs to be bought out there. But anyhow, let's just make a note of it to take a
I
look.
did.
and see.
I
Okay,
wrote it down and when we take a break, I will call her and ask her to get that quote.
Okay. So mark that one, mark this one, yellow.
What
Michelle,
is that? Is somebody
Yes.
said, Robert saying something?
Robert said something.
Yeah, I was asking, can you turn the volume up, or can the volume go up a little bit?
I don't think so. I've got the volume in there on 100 and that's as high as it goes.
Okay, we good.
Michelle, please ask her about the parking lot. Ask her what's going on with it. Has she got someone to drag it for free? Are they putting new gravel? I know that Robert Maxwell suggested he could help. Would you ask her what the outcome of that was?
but the building and ground repair, we're taking it down $2,500.
Well, the parking lot, it was terrible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I assume that's where it would go, is in building and grounds repair.
Yeah. That's the request she put in, so I don't know what her plans are.
We may want to just ask about that too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, go back up to the top, just 1 second. All right, so we are getting 80 from the county now.
Yes, sir.
Can we, I think we need to make an additional request to them. I don't change it in our budget, but it's still ridiculous that they are more than half of the intakes are coming from the county. And this dadgum thing is costing us $600,000 a year and they're not even paying 15%.
Right.
150.
We had we had a meeting with them, was it last year, year before? And they told me to send them the documentation and they would see if they could make it happen and.
Well, I'm like Danny, we need to make a request for 150,000. I mean, we need to make a request for 300,000 if you
And
want.
what's I guess it should be 50% of it.
Yeah.
Last year we requested 125. And
Yeah.
we got 80.
Yeah, make a $300,000 request to them and send them the financial statements. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let them see what it's costing us.
We did. We did last year.
Do it
Well,
again.
But I'll do it again.
Buy an ad and put it in the paper.
Okay.
All right. Park fund,
All right. This is the transfer. I kept it the same from last year, with the exception of y'all added 12,000 because they got a HVAC last year. So it's the 465 from general and 40 from tourism. They get 2 meals on ad valorem.
in case y'all hadn't noticed, our ad valorem tax has gone up. I still ain't figured that one out, but unless they've just added some new stuff to the rolls.
All right. I think this was a small increase on contracted services. It was for cameras, some additional cameras. He's got cameras in the boys concession stand. He's adding them in. No, he's got them in the softball concession stand. He's adding them in the boys concession stand and the gym. And then it's a fee for installation. So that's the increase there. He increased his pay for umpires. I think he was having trouble getting umpires, and he increased the pay, just a small incremental increase, but just to be able to get umpires. So that carries over from 26 to 27. This is the fee for the website, and then there's a licensing fee on the cameras. The cameras that he's getting donated from the police department. They're older cameras, and there's a licensing fee for those cameras. They'll be put up throughout the parks.
I have a question, Michelle.
Yes, ma'am.
I see there's something budgeted for lifeguards. Do we have lifeguards?
They have lifeguards at the wading pools.
Oh, we do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am.
But what you said about the camera, I think
And then he requested he wanted to reseed the game fields, and he also wanted to put the playground border, the material that goes, I think, under the playgrounds. He put in the information for describing what it is.
Holds the gravel in, I believe.
I'm sorry.
Is that the one that holds the gravel in?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it's those plastic borders that we have to
Yeah.
use. now.
Right. Bearpen, AMZ, and Eastside, I think, were the two that he was requesting that for, or the three he was requesting that for. And then basketball and baseball scoreboards. It's not new scoreboards. It's he's had some issues with the scoreboards. So right now they're wired. So he's wanting them to be wireless. They're Bluetooth. He needs new like control boxes for them. Because last year the baseball, I think he had to do like temporary scoreboards. So he's wanting to get them repaired essentially, and get new control boxes for them. And with the new control boxes, they'll be wireless, so they'll be controlled with a like Bluetooth. So they'll work.
Are we using knee-high products in the concession stand?
I did ask him to make that phone call.
Okay, good. Yeah, because Homer used to be great about, because they can get support from knee-high,
Right,
and they were big on scoreboards.
right. And
But he's not wanting to replace.
He's not
This is
replacing
just
them.
to
though.
make
This is
them
just
Bluetooth?
Maintenance. Yeah, they need a new control panel, a control box. And, like they'll be Bluetooth capable so that, they don't have to, where the spore keeper sits won't have to be, they're easily or more better positioned or whatever, but he still was gonna make the phone call to see,
Okay.
if he could get some help there.
I got
Mower,
one. Go ahead.
sorry,
Go ahead.
mowers and some concession equipment. I think he needs a new, hot dog machine and a new cheese, hot cheese, like
Yeah,
machine.
nachos.
And yeah, nachos, and then a truck, the least.
Why do we need an F-250?
I'm not sure. You'll have to have that conversation with him when you meet with him.
Okay, that seems like an awful big truck to pull a trailer with some mowers around.
Right. Yeah,
Mhm.
They say pulling the big trailer.
It's gotta be a great big one, need an F-250.
I think there's several that ask for a F-250 this, or a couple. Anyway, that's, but that's it. And this is, we have to fix this.
I don't know, man, this fund always makes me crazy.
What do we allow? 2.5 meals here, Gary?
Two,
Two.
just 2 meals. I mean, I just still, for the life of me, can't figure out how in the heck we spend $1 million to run that park commission, but we keep saying year after year, we're gonna dig into this, but I don't understand.
Well, it is a $150,000 increase over last year's projected, $100,000 increase over last year's budget, 110.
Okay, well, mark this fund red.
And can we look at the revenue that has been generated through the park commission to do a comparison? Because some of the revenue that should have been generated should have offset some of these costs.
There's not much generated.
There's not much revenue ever generated in a park commission, actually. We've looked into that before with other park commissions.
I want to see what this one has generated
Yes,
this year.
ma'am, it's on the screen.
I don't see it. I'm looking for it.
Yes, ma'am, it's right here. So this is the ad valorem taxes. This is concession revenues, which is up considerably from what it's been in the past. Sponsor fees, basketball, soccer, baseball, program
We got
income.
tournaments in here.
Yep, there's tournaments right there, which we weren't able to get any additional tournaments, I don't think, this year, so we only had the state all-stars.
That's all we got.
Why, if we only, right now, we only got 16,000 in revenues, but we're projecting 45 again.
Because it would be our hopes that we could get more tournaments.
Yeah, well,
Got to work on it.
okay.
Got to work.
I think kidding yourself right now.
Yep.
That's a whole
But
lot of difference.
We've done that every year. I mean,
I
even
know,
prior.
and that doesn't make, doing it every year doesn't make it right.
Well, I understand.
I mean, we're talking 30,000 more for next year than what we did this year, and then
Right.
33,000 from 26 to budget. I mean, we're missing this thing by 30,000 a year.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that he has been talking to, and like he went to the state all-star tournament or to
Yeah,
to try to make connections to get tournaments.
well, I mean, I would rather it be the other way, that we are pleasantly surprised that we got more than we anticipating that we're getting.
I mean, especially if we're going to try and work on getting this to fund itself, we need to get close to accurate on that, because that's just skewing the number another 45,000 right there.
Think that figure down, you think, back to,
How did we end? How we ended 26?
But under budget.
Miracle.
Thankfully. There's still a cash balance.
Well, if, you know, we can hold this till we talk to him and see. I just, I don't like plugging figures that are there that we ain't hitting. Especially.
think-
Well, you've got like your expense budget's off too.
Yeah.
So you can either just say it washes one way or the other. If you have more tournaments, you have more expense. So
Yeah,
changing the budget doesn't matter that much.
That's right. Because
Or
if
you change them both. You have to
if you
change them
the
both.
revenues, you have to change the expense.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we've done it. We've budgeted for more tournaments, but it's budgeted both ways.
okay. I mean, the 20,000 ain't gonna cure the problem, but.
Nope.
Okay,
Kind of like the animal shelter, just something that eats money,
right,
just different animals.
right.
All right,
Okay, Ro, we're down.
all right, let's take a 15-minute break, give everybody a chance to reload their coffee or their restroom break or whatever, and we'll come back in 15 minutes and do the general fund.
All righty.
Okay. You're gonna leave us up, aren't you, Michelle?
I am, yes, sir.
Right. Well,
Sorry about all that, Michelle. I was having internet trouble.
I was wondering what happened to you.
Yeah, I had to jump off I was on my phone trying to follow along, trying to get my desktop back.
Okay, you good now?
Uh,
You think? Okay.
it's typical for me being in this back office. I'm on and off sometimes.
Yeah.
Michelle,
Well-
I have a quick question.
Hmm.
The first or second fund you showed us had two large expenses. One was 100,000 to the animal shelter. Another, were those just transfers? Another was $500,000, and I don't remember what fund that was. I've been looking back for it. But it showed $100,000 expenditure or transfer to the animal shelter. What fund was that? Was that tourism?
The only transfer to the animal shelter is from sanitation. That's 470.
No, there was 100,000. Can you kind of start back just to say? I know we need to take a
Do you
break.
mind if I take a quick restroom break?
Look, when you get back, and I'll do the same.
Okay.
And there was some. Maybe I was looking at another line because I'm squinting. I got to go find some glasses.
Maybe instead of animal shelter, maybe it was administration charge.
It could be, but it was $100,000 expenditure.
It's $100,000 administration charge, and it goes to the general fund.
There you go. I'm sure I was looking on the wrong line. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hang on.
Um,
I've
okay.
lost something here. I'm trying to get back to where we,
Sorry.
I don't know why I can't get my. Yeah, oh, come on. Let's see if it. Well, I can see you, so it acts like I'm in the meeting, but it ain't letting me. We may have to go back and re-sign in. I don't know.
You're on.
Here we
I'm,
go.
I'm
I
seeing
can
you.
hear, I can see you, but okay.
I can see you.
Camera. It's dropping me from and it won't come.
Hey, Dan. You're muted. Did you get my text regarding the ordinance?
I've just been up getting coffee. Let me see.
Okay.
All right, listen, I'm back.
Paul,
I'm
Paul,
back.
your comment is exactly dead on about how many damn mowers and pieces of mowers and missing mowers that we have. Do you think at some point, again, that we should look at subbing some of our workout, our mowing, like the parks? I mean, what do you think?
I want to see the inventory of the mowers. That's what I'm gonna ask Michelle for when she comes back. I got a note I'm writing here that I want to see the inventory of mowers. And
I agree.
I'm not sure that, with $15,000 mowers and we buy 2 or 3 a year, if not some of this stuff that we need to look at closer as to, does everybody need a mower? Can we just sub it out?
Well, I like the idea of looking at subbing some of this stuff out. We could do without as many employees and as much PERS and insurance and everything else. I don't know. I just think it's
Oh,
some.
I agree. I'm not gonna get arguing with me there. I agree with you.
Okay.
Now I don't know about parks and stuff. I don't know, about that, since it's so much of it that's something that's got to happen every day, and we're gonna have somebody that's gonna be diligent and handle it. You know what I'm saying?
We now have approximately 180 acres in parks with the National Guard Armory.
Yeah, and and as far as the lawn services that are around, hell, they all seem to be busier than hell.
They can't keep up with what they got.
But that's kind of what I see on my own damn house, so that's what I was.
Yep.
If we're getting anywhere that's all I want to do is start chasing down them people and saying, this should have been mowed yesterday, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Dan, did you get it?
I did.
Okay.
And I can fold that right into that memo we're working on.
Thank you, my friend.
No problem.
Gary and I were talking about that early this morning.
Yeah. We're going to cover the waterfront and give you as many options as we can. That sure ought to be one of them.
You need me to get you any research on other cities for that?
No, I figured out this search engine that I literally can search our LDO. I can search any of our rigs in minutes, and I can search most of the municipalities in the state. It's wonderful.
Well, I want to say this. It's my recollection 12 years ago, 11, 12 years ago, we came up with, or we were looking at doing an ordinance on that percentage of front of the buildings on signage, on convenience stores, vape stores, liquor, blah, 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 tobacco. But we don't seem to have one. Maybe we just discussed it and let it drop, but I think it's great. This would certainly supersede one if we had one.
There's going to be a standard out there that is objective and broad, and Billy will know.
Good.
But we'll look at what everybody else is doing too. I think it's a good idea.
Thank you.
Here, let me.
You ready to get started back?
I'm ready if you are.
Yes, ma'am. We're good.
Let me share my screen again. Y'all see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So this is the general fund.
This is our dollar general fund.
Dollar, you got a few dollars.
Right? So
I
obviously,
stop right there.
Okay.
Look at the increase in realty tax this year.
Wow.
And I'm gonna tell you something. So Michelle and I questioned him a year ago
mhm,
because we had over 11 or 12 million dollars worth of property added to the city roads over a year ago, and our taxes went down. I think they're behind on getting stuff on their roll, and I think they caught it up this year.
To some extent.
right. Okay. So a variety of revenues go in the general fund. These are your administrative charges that come from sewer utility and sanitation. This is the transfer from sewer utility for the obligation on the SRF fund. It's the diversion, sales tax diversion.
That sales tax we don't get because it goes to pay the SRF loans.
That's right. All right.
Go back up to our general sales tax for a second. Where was that?
It's projected to be at 3.6, but that's a projection. I think it's going to probably end up, well,
Oh, it's projected at 3.8, isn't it?
no, sir, that's budgeted, but it'll probably end up probably closer to that.
Okay.
Because like I said, this is a formula.
Thank you.
So when I looked at our schedule, do you want me to pull that up, Gary?
You can.
So if you take where we are right now and you just add, like if we received the same amount that we did last year, it's 3.6, but we're trending higher receipts this year than last year. So hopefully we'll go up for August and September.
June and July for downtown stores have been terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Too hot.
Yeah.
Hot. Too hot.
True. This is your gross sales tax revenue. Again, it does not include August and September. So,
All right.
all right. This in 26, that includes the transfer for the reimbursement to the general fund for the Siemens receipt. The due from the sewer utility fund. That's why it's higher. This is the transfer, budgeted transfer for the life insurance in the health insurance fund, the TIF fund. We have to transfer out on the sales tax diversion for the Canon TIF. And then, the Parks and Rec, transfer. That's what that is. So the first budget is supervision and finance. I'm gonna make this just a little smaller so we can see the whole thing. Can y'all still see that? Do I need to go back up?
Think so.
Okay.
I can.
Thank you.
All right, so I increased travel because we've had increased travel. More aldermen are participating in MML, and then just increased travel with MML meetings and things like that. So our travel in our budget, has been higher, and also just hotels in general, and just travel in general is higher than what it's been in years past. So I increased that by $3,000. See what else. This is a decrease. We had higher than usual expenditures last year because of the renovation. These are recurring subscriptions that we have. The only thing I'm asking for new in our budget, I'm asking, the water department has requested an air purifier to go up front, and they have to deal with a lot. I have no other way to describe it except for
Enough said.
You don't have to describe it.
okay,
If they, you know,
yeah,
they get a lot of traffic.
there you go. They get a lot of traffic.
Well, it's for health reasons too. I mean, just
Yeah.
people coming there coughing and doing everything else.
Yeah.
They got it all right there in their face.
Yeah, that's right. So, I looked, and some commercial air purifiers range from $800 to $1,200. So I just put $1,000 in there because we already have, I had already put like $1,500 for just general. So that would cover us to get that. Other general, we had budgeted for the LED streetlight conversion last year. We didn't do it yet. We were postponing it, waiting on to see what we would do with North Bayou. But if we were going to go on and do that streetlight conversion, I didn't know if y'all wanted to go on and budget it and see if we would piecemeal it, go on and do some areas of the city, or if you want to wait on it.
I think we need to go ahead and start putting some in
Okay.
I
to
agree.
do it. That, you know, we're not, you know, to just gradually start changing some.
Yeah, because Lindsay told me that they could do, like, they could divide it up into areas if we wanted to do that.
We got some dark areas. We do have some dark.
Go ahead and get it done. This is just our regular service contract and email. It's down because last year we had the new lease, so there was an additional expense with that. This is the increased expense on the street light monthly cost for the street light conversion. The one new thing that I'm asking for out of this budget is called, it's an email defender. It's called Defender. It's a program on your email that helps detect,
Encrypted.
yeah, like phishing scams and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of an AI type program. It runs for a couple of weeks on your email to detect your normal use, and then it'll give you a warning and you can select whether something is whether a sender is safe or not, but help you detect those scams. protection on your email. And it's $3,900 to have it on all of the city emails. And that's it. That's new on there. Municipal court, there was a request from the prosecuting attorney for an increase in pay. It's not included here. I feel like that's at y'all's discretion. It's essentially a merit increase. So
Wait a minute,
all-
how
so-
much?
would want to go from 4,000 to 5,100. So it'd be 13,000.
That was that letter we got a couple months ago.
Yeah,
Right, y'all all got the letter.
Was somebody in the boardroom trying to ask a question?
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Thank you, Marcia. I was trying to make sure we could be heard. Can y'all hear us?
Yes, sir.
Bit.
Okay, we're good. Just keep on moving. Now, I had one earlier about when you weren't talking about scams, but we'll keep moving.
Okay. Could probably hear you better if you moved around more closely to the center of the table, like that where you sit. But I mean, that's up to you.
Okay.
Municipal court. Yeah, that was it on them. Dudley did ask that even though the projected jail fees is about $25,000 lower than the budget, he asked that we not decrease that because there's no way to determine what that need is going to be.
it'd be great, but
Right. Okay.
I'd be
Police-
surprised if we don't see an increase, ask for an increase from the county.
Right. So, you'll see a decrease, here in the hourly. That's because we removed, actually, the net increase is around 100 and the true increase budget over budget is around $170,000. You only see this amount because we've already made a budget amendment. So what you're looking at here is the adjusted amount. So the beginning fiscal year 26 budget to the proposed fiscal year 27 budget, it's an adjustment or a decrease of like $170,000. So we've moved some officers out in lieu of having cameras. Y'all approved that when they got the cameras. Increase lights and heat for that new building. These are all recurring.
Back on the, go back to the salary, Michelle. Police officer.
We can look at that in more detail when we.
We'll look at it then.
They're just 3 positions that he's never been able to fill. Is that what that is?
Well, it's 3 vacancies. It's not that he's never been able to fill them, but that was the conversation. That was his proposal to the board.
I mean, is he okay with where he is with his staff?
He says he is, but I mean, that's a conversation y'all can have when you meet with him.
All right, we'll talk to him when we get to that point.
Yeah, I hate to knock it down and say that we are gonna need cameras.
Yeah, we don't need to be decreasing policemen.
No,
And they were existing vacancies, so it's not like he got rid of anyone by any means. So,
I understand.
Yeah.
okay.
I think it was 3 over what he felt like he needed anyway.
Yeah, I think that was the conversation, but this is a little misleading. His normal budget is 15,000, but he had purchased tires at the end of the previous year, and he was making do with where he was right then for the budget amendment, another budget amendment he needed. So this is not his normal budget. So it looks like a $12,000 increase. It's not. It's because there's been a budget amendment to move that money elsewhere. I think maybe the normal budget's 12 because he bumped it to 15. He is requesting patrol radios. And so it looks like a $69,000 request, but he has money in his wireless fund, and that's $58,000. So the net increase to the budget is $11,000. You see those revenues up here. $58,300 is what he has available in his wireless fund. That can be used for technology. And so he's using it for patrol car radio, or yeah, patrol car radios. And then he's requesting 3 new vehicles, 2 Explorers and an Expedition. So this is his recurring leases plus the new vehicles. That's what the exposure will be for all leases, current plus estimates for the 3 new vehicles.
Michelle, we're blocked off with the picture, with our pictures, but the chief has been driving a 2-wheel drive vehicle. He needs a 4-wheel drive vehicle. Did he put that in there?
I think it is.
I think the Expedition is a
It's a
4-wheel
uplift.
drive.
Okay, good. I can't see.
Wait,
I can't see it.
Wait. Did we just buy the chief and, the vehicle?
It's a
It was-
2-wheel drive.
Oh, did we just purchase the Tahoe? Last budget session, and we're gonna get a new one?
It's
And it was a 2-wheel drive, and during the ice storm, he had to drive one of the mayor's vehicles in order to be able to get around. So that vehicle would be transferred. It would not go unused. It would be transferred within, like, to an investigator.
No.
He needs the 4-wheel drive.
We got to have at least one 4-wheel drive vehicle.
We do.
But yeah, I understand, but we need to have a conversation with the chief on that one, because he should have considered all of that when he got that Tahoe.
To the what now? We can't hear you, Zane.
I said, we need to have a conversation with the chief on that, because we just purchased a Tahoe. All of those things should have been considered when he made the request for the Tahoe.
Okay.
Are we ready to move to the fire department?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of these, there are some small increases, just general increases in pricing. I think he's fire prevention, more students. He's carrying that to more students. Battery replacements on the sirens, just general increases. They are requesting for concrete, additional concrete at the training site. That's 16,000. And I think they need to purchase
16 or 18?
16.5.
His narrative says 18.
The quote, I believe the quote was 16, the low quote was 16.5.
They may not have had the quote when they.
You are correct. I'm sorry. His narrative's just okay.
Okay. And then they have sirens that they've got to get for some new officers coming on. New fire department. Firefighters, not officers, firefighters. That's it for them.
Okay.
Community development, they didn't have anything, no additional requests. just their general budget. It came down some.
No.
We need to get Billy Trotter to help the park commission out with their budget.
Cemetery. Last year they had to get a fence, at, North Cleveland, so you have that coming out. They're asking for a mower for cemetery, but it's still a decrease to the budget when you net the two. Those are the only two changes, that one.
Where are our, opening and closing fees now, Grace?
I want to say 350. I'll confirm that.
How much you say, Michelle?
350.
And what is a plot now? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know off the top of my head, but I'm gonna confirm it.
Okay. Good
I
know.
should-
Michelle,
I
have
sh-
we
I
opened
should
up the
know.
new cemetery yet over there by, the new
They've-
area? Yeah,
And
that's-
they've got to, so they've got a drainage issue that they're handling right on the front, right across the front. And I talked to Benji the other day, and he's working with Josh to get like the plat done. And we use a program called SimSites to be able to have our plat available electronically. And we've got to get the plat uploaded to SimSites so that he can easily pull up once plots are sold. He can easily pull them up and see what's available and what's been sold. So we've got to get the plat from Josh and get it uploaded to SimSites. And then it'll be good to go. So that's kind of where
Let's have that done before, because several years ago, this was all manual and we had a lot of problems.
Right.
Going back and digging
Right.
stuff and finding out, not digging up literally, but digging
Well,
through papers
kind of.
trying to find what was available and what was
Kind
not.
of. And we really still run into that some from when it was a manual process. So they still have to, make corrections from years ago when plots were sold. So,
And they're still not gonna put, an area in there for concrete between the areas for walking to the different places.
like, I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't think that's been discussed.
Something that we need to discuss.
I don't.
I couldn't hear her request.
What did you say?
Are they gonna put like
Areas
a,
to get to the different plots or plats? We're gonna
Walking.
put something down there for walking, because I was thinking about a rainy day, it would be very muddy for the people to walk to try to get to their, whatever.
concrete for walking between them?
The ground.
We
I don't
have
think
to-
we have that in North Cleveland or,
You can't
You
mow.
walk down the road.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
if you did, you'd have sidewalks everywhere. Take out a bunch of the plot.
Lot. Okay, are we good on the cemetery?
Yeah.
All right, airport. He had, his budgets is just generally the same, except he was requesting some equipment, a compact excavator and a skid steer, two separate pieces of equipment. I did talk to him and he said if he could only get one, his preference is the excavator. It's $79,000, $79,500, and the skid steer is $66,000. He has quotes in there for both, and he also has a quote from Joe Reed to do some of the work that he would do with the excavator, kind of as support for the purchase. So if he just, if he doesn't get the excavator, one project that he would have to have done by Joe Reed is quoted at $36,000. So if he doesn't get the excavator, he's gonna have to have, just for one project, just
All right, look,
$36,000.
so, and this just occurred to me because I didn't know he wanted both of them.
Right,
But you can buy a skid steer for 66, and you can buy an excavator attachment that goes on it for another $6,000.
okay,
Wow.
And those excavator attachments work just like just like an excavator.
okay,
The only
And-
thing you'll be dealing with is how, big a bucket that skid steer will handle.
yeah,
Well, I'm looking at one right now.
I don't shop equipment.
That excavator bucket that attaches to the skid steer will go out 8 feet. A skid steer, an excavator doesn't go out much further than that.
yeah. I think he put pictures in there of what project he needed to do. So
I'm
maybe,
just saying, if you go buy an excavator, you are stuck with it. That's all it's good for.
mhm,
But if you had a skid steer, then you can put all kind of attachments on it. I've got one now. I've got 5 or 6 attachments to it. You can do all kind of stuff.
mhm. Yeah, that might
We
be
just
something.
need to see what
We
he
need to
needs
talk
the
to him.
excavator for.
Yeah, it's for cleaning out like all around the
The
airport.
ditches, that's right.
And he's got a lot around there.
Well, I know it, but I'm just saying we could eliminate one of these by suggesting that if it will
Right.
work.
Yeah, the one
Right,
he should
right.
have a small anyway. The excavator is.
It is, it's a small excavator, it's compact.
That's my whole point. The small
Right.
excavator doesn't reach out much more than 8 feet.
Right, right. So it might be a good conversation to have with him when y'all meet with him.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want me to go ahead and take out the excavator with plans of
Why
him?
don't you just don't take out the whole thing? Just, if we can get by with the combo
You
like
can
I'm
just
talking
take
about,
75 out.
take out,
Take out
70?
75.
Cut in half.
yeah, or 70,000 for sure will.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't talk, can't write. So you'd have 75 for a combination?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it'll work.
Okay. All right. Is that something y'all would want to consider moving to the bond, or you want to leave it in the operating budget?
I don't know if it's got a 10-year life, then yes,
It should.
it should have one though.
Okay. So move it to the bond now or wait?
Why don't we wait
Let's see what the
come
bottom
back
line
to it?
looks like.
Okay, all right. Groundskeeper, everything was generally the same. Every year they ask for, small tools that they need. This year they did ask for another mower. I don't think they got one last year. Beautification did request a $5,000 increase to their, a $6,500 increase to their budget, $5,000 for their general budget, and $1,500 for Tree City USA. But they are going to recognize a $10,000 increase to their budget that they're probably not realizing, because there's going to be an expenditure that they're not going to have in their budget this year that they've had in the past.
So if you decreased it 5,000, they would still get the same, they would get what they're
They would get
requesting.
more money. They're going to get a $10,000 increase in their budget without doing an increase, because there's an expenditure that they've had every year that they're not going to have anymore.
Danny, did you hear this? Abraham,
I'm listening.
she's got a $10,000 excess because of a savings that's not reflected in last year's budget. So if we decrease it $10,000, they still get their request.
Yeah, you could
Does she
decrease-
realize that, or is she roundabout asking for 15?
No, she doesn't know. She
Okay,
doesn't know
then
that.
she doesn't need that 5 up there. She just
Right,
needs
that's what I'm saying,
the
like, if you
deduction
decrease
that
it
she already got.
5, if you decrease it 5,
She, they,
then they're
whoever it is.
actually getting 10, or
Yeah.
with whatever y'all choose to do. Like, you could leave her budget the same, and she's actually gonna realize a $10,000 increase
Yeah.
rather than a 5.
Number 5.
But that's whatever y'all wanna do.
We'll take the 10 out. I mean, cause it's money that was in last year's budget that's not in this year's.
The 10 is an expense. It's already out.
And they
Yeah.
still end up with an increase. They still end up with what they
So,
requested.
I think we can take the 5
It'll
out of
look
here.
like a decrease, I think, but, okay. What do y'all want
Take
me
the
to
5
do?
out. Take the 5 out.
I agree.
And they're still already getting a $10,000 because
So
of
do you
the
want me,
expense
do
they
you want
don't
me to
have.
take
Whoa.
5? You want me to take 5 or the 6,500 she requested? And it basically leaves the budget the same, but they're recognizing a $10,000 increase. So
Is
it
that
keeps,
recurring or anything, or is that a one-time thing? What's the Tree City? Was that?
Tree City USA, we do that every year, and we have for years.
So that's already in there. Then why was it added?
Expenses are, yeah, the expenses are in there every year.
Okay.
So you're
Yeah.
saying, Michelle, they're still gonna get the.
They're gonna
10,000.
actually realize a $10,000 increase to their budget
Last year, yeah.
Okay.
because they won't have expenses, $10,000 worth of expenses from prior years.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have going forward. So they'll essentially recognize a $10,000 increase to their budget. They won't see it in the number, but they'll recognize it because they won't have those expenses.
Okay.
Does that make
So they're
sense?
still gonna be on top.
Right.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Are y'all good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, street department. Normal expenses for their normal recurring, the additional expenditures. The big one, we need to put up 15, Sternberg,
Is that on 61?
Is this the replacement one?
Highway 8 and 61. Most of them are on 61, I think.
All right, now, I had made myself a note when we got to this. Several of those lights were destroyed by individuals. Are we getting paid for that?
So if we knew who did it, then we could file a claim, but without knowing who did it, I don't have a way of filing. Like I've already filed, like previously I had already filed a claim on that farming implement.
Yeah,
That took about 3. I've already done that. Those aren't included in this. I have 5 that are getting done this year.
We just got some knocked down around town that nobody knew what happened to them. It happened in the middle of the night. And we got 2 on the south end of the walking trail down there. There's 2 of those that are down. How they got knocked down, we don't know.
Those 2 are getting done this year. The one in front of First Baptist Church is getting done this year. And then 2 on the highway are getting done this year. And then the 3 from the farming implement are getting done this year.
I guess what I'm trying to say is we need to tell the police department,
I've already done that.
okay,
I met with
Because that-
Dudley.
they need to identify these people because it's ridiculous for us having to replace a pole that a citizen is knocking down.
Right. So I met with Dudley and they've had a protocol when city property or city vehicles were involved in an accident, they automatically send me or whoever the previous clerk was, the accident report. But streetlights, they didn't consider that. So now they've all been told if a city streetlight, Sternberg light, and we may get it for every street pole, I don't know, because they've been told if a street light is involved in an accident, I'm to get the accident report. So that I
Well,
can.
also, this new camera system is gonna help us with a lot of this, because it can catch a bunch of them.
Right,
And the cameras that happen in the night that we don't know about.
right.
But we've got like 11 down right now. Am I correct, Michelle? If when we
Well,
count
I
them?
think it's more than that. I think it's more
Yeah,
than
we've got
that.
that many missing.
Yeah, it's a bunch on Highway 61.
I think between the two highways, I think it's closer to maybe 18. So
I
we've
think,
got,
I think Planter's Equipment over the last 2 years have knocked 5 of them down.
oh,
Yeah.
so
So
We've
if they're
got-
watching on YouTube, they know.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
right.
I hear somebody.
Okay, going forward, we got a new grant specialist coming in, and we need to start making sure that we start looking at those things that's out there as it relates to cameras and things that will help us in that area. So we can start there and try to see if we can put some things in place.
Yes, sir. That's Dudley and I have already addressed that. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We've got a plan.
Okay.
All right, come
So
on down, Michelle.
between this year and the 15 next year, we will replace 20 poles. He needs
Hey, is that bondable?
the poles.
I don't know why they wouldn't be.
I don't know.
I mean, if those poles aren't knocked down, they last 20 or 30 years.
They
Yeah.
should be bondable.
Okay,
Okay,
I would-
that's an option,
okay.
because I know what the bottom's fixing to look like, I'm afraid.
All right, so then you have just their normal, they always have to get a few trimmers and blowers and things, and then he's requested, you've got your normal recurring lease from prior years, and then he's also requested an F-250. So this includes his recurring lease plus the estimate for the F-250. So
What's the truck for?
I'm not sure. That'll be a question for him when y'all meet with him.
Who's got that? What are we in?
This is street department.
Okay. Now, they pull some heavier equipment. I could
Yeah.
understand that one, but full lawnmowers, you don't need them. But anyhow, let me talk to them about that.
Okay. Shop, they didn't have anything unusual. They did request, a crane lift, which is a reduction based on their equipment, or small tools request from last year, and a water-cooled fan for the shop.
Yep, we were in that shop 3 weeks ago. They definitely need it.
Do we have any money in here for redoing that break room?
No, that would not be in here. That would be in the bond fund, and I haven't gotten that from Josh yet.
I don't know about whether you can borrow that or not, but anyhow.
Mhm.
We can see.
Okay. That's it.
And we're only $1.1 million short.
So 1.5 last year and 1.1 this year. 1.5 decrease last year and 1.1 this year.
Mayor, the only thing I will say is this.
Is
We have never made that negative projection, as the way we said we were going to. Now, we've been lucky that we had a cash balance, but we're steady potentially cutting into it.
Exactly.
You know, the thing about it is, if you get in an ice storm situation again, you can easily wipe out $4 million over in 3 or 4 months.
Before we could ever get any money back, if
Right.
and when you get it.
And keep
So-
in mind, this doesn't include any changes, any payroll changes. So
Right.
that's, you might want to consider moving some of these.
Okay, so let's think about from like on these vehicles, if we did leases on them, we could cut down costs there.
No, these
they
are,
are leases.
Those are
they're
leases.
estimated as leases.
That's a lease?
Yes.
So This is the existing leases.
Oh, I got you. I'm
have,
sorry.
plus
I
the
see
new-
it now. I see it now. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Good gracious.
yeah. This is gonna be the,
This is where I feel like I need to just like look at this and come back with some thought. Like I
Yeah.
can't just look at this within a 5-minute
I think,
walkthrough.
I agree
and-
with you, because
Yeah.
that 70-some thousand light posts can come out.
Okay,
If those light posts, I mean,
Can't,
they got,
but can't. Okay, like those poles, that can definitely go to the bond
okay.
if we got room, for it.
that 92,000.
What about that skid steer?
I think we took it out.
I did not yet.
Well, we had taken the steer out, we took the excavator out, we just took half.
Right.
Just decrease the sum.
I thought you took $70,000 out of
I
it.
did, but we were gonna
Mhm.
revisit it to see if we wanted to move the, on the right column.
So it was worse.
Do what now?
So obviously the negative position was worse.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I need to go to my bond schedule.
You made an adjustment, didn't you, Michelle, with that skid steer?
I took out the excavator,
Right,
but the skid steer is still in there.
right. But I'm just saying, you made an adjustment by 70-some thousand.
Yes, ma'am. 70,000 is what I took out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move the rest of it to the bond too, though.
Oh, no. Why can I not see? I don't know why it's not letting me edit that. I'll have to fix that later. Street. So, do you want me to go on and start putting? I
As
guess
well.
we'll come back to that. So the airport. You want me to go on and move the, skid steer? Or do you want to wait and talk to Clint?
And I mean, go on and put it in the bond fund. Let me ask you a question. In the airport improvement fund, was there any money left there?
Well, yes.
I mean, why couldn't we put that skid steer there?
Um, I guess I could.
I mean, otherwise, we're not gonna have any room in that bond fund at the rate we're going.
I have to go back and fix all the lines. It was, what was it? After I took
Give 66,000 something.
75.
You're gonna
well,
move to 75.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I think if you're gonna put the attachment to it, you better bump that up to 71,000.
I've got 75, 587, 36.
Then Okay, then put that in there. But you're saying 66, that's what I'm understanding.
Well, that's the well, I'll move,
Less than two now.
I got you, move
Yeah.
66.
I'm gonna move 75, 587. That's just my note. I'll clean that all up. That's my note for later so I'll know
Okay.
that I moved it.
Okay,
My quick little notes.
Uh, mhm.
Well, why that carried that down? Why in the world? What in the world? Why did it jump down like that? Okay. Copy did not work on that.
did your money go down?
On the,
Yeah, since you were having trouble with your formula, I was trying to make sure on the airport improvement fund, it decreased it by 75,000.
I increased 75.
I know that, now go down and look at your money. Okay, it worked. Yeah, I'd rather do it there than in the bond fund.
Okay. Now, I gotta take it out completely here. Negative.
Yes, please. That's more like it.
All right. Is there anything else that y'all?
Can't remember anything glaring. It looks like it must have been some small increases
It was.
throughout the whole fund.
Mhm.
Was income down? Can you go to the top? And just kind of start.
You know, here's what bothers me. We got a $600,000 increase in taxes.
Income's down, but it's because of that transfer.
Overall,
Right.
though, it's not. It's up 505. So I was just looking at the bottom line. You,
Yeah,
Not,
over the
what?
budget. Over the
We
Keep
have
budget.
in the airport, we have at 16.5 for concrete. That could be
The
the concrete.
the
training.
fire department. Fire
Fire
department.
department. What'd I say?
Airport, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, get you.
So do you want to move that
I would.
what is that for?
training site?
Fire department.
It's concrete, it can be bonded.
Go in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Marcy, what was your comment about tax revenue? I couldn't hear you. I think it was you.
I was just acknowledging the bottom line on the tax revenue. The income part was up 500,000.
Right. Okay.
All right, let's look at the bottom line now. So we went from, what was that before?
Well, it
1.1?
started out like 1.3.
Okay,
Yeah, we ain't done a whole lot to it.
No,
well, but
But-
I'll tell you what you've done. You've made room for payroll changes.
Payroll, right.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to keep in mind, you know, we started out last year's budget $1.5 million in the hole, and that's what we ended up with. Our goal at the end of the day is to make sure that our fund balance stays positive.
Does, okay,
Yeah, and but yeah, as that you said earlier, we can't keep, chipping it down $1 million a year.
Well, actually, be honest with you, it's a lot better than it was 5 or 6 years ago.
I understand.
I mean, I've seen it a lot higher than that.
Oh, but you
Yeah.
know, years ago, that number was 7 million.
No, I'm talking about in the.
Oh,
past
you're talking
years,
about the
I've seen
deficit, yeah.
The net
So about
change,
the deficit being worse. Yeah.
the deficit being worse.
Well, you know, when it starts getting too low, that's when we have to do a property tax assessment.
That's right. Okay.
that should be variable.
You know, I'm
I
telling
don't
you
know that
what,
we can do anything else on any of this until we start talking to department heads and see
I would
what.
agree with that.
you know, when
We
you,
can sit here and start pulling stuff and then they're gonna say, well, we
I
get
really
an
need-
explanation, we got to have it, so.
Mm-hmm.
well, one thing that gets us, and you may have already said this, is that $400,000+ transfer to the parks. That's huge.
It is.
Yeah. But I mean, well, never mind.
All right, Michelle, we got about 30 minutes before we break for lunch. Why don't we just take a quick, are you through with all the funds now?
I am, yes, sir.
Okay, why don't you take a look at the proposed bonds
Okay,
and let's go on and move the have-tos in it.
okay.
These are things we have no choice on because they are matching funds for grants.
Or
And this
something.
one right here is that land acquisition, Mayor, at the airport.
That's already obligated.
We got to get that one because we're pretty much obligated to that number.
Hopefully it'll be less than that, but we're obligated.
Wait, back up 1 minute. Are these the lots?
Yes, sir. I just have this proposed economic development.
I understand that. Okay, but you're using that figure based on,
The,
we hadn't got an appraisal on
That-
any.
no, sir, but that was the proposed price per lot.
Right, that's the 4 lots times the 6.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so we have this much already in the 26 bond. And so those two together bring us to that amount. So
Okay,
maybe it'll be less than that.
okay. We had, one thing that, I think Josh had told me, and it's a thought, that on the corner lot,
Oh, yeah, splitting it in
we could
half.
actually just talk to them about buying half of that lot, Gary. Because that's all we really need to stop the development on the road. And they can take that other half and put it into the lot next door, and then they'll have an 1.5 acre lot there. And they may consider it, I don't know if they will, but
That's
that could be $30,000 or so savings for something we really don't need.
a great idea because all you want there is a new sign, right?
Right, that's all we want to do, and stop anybody from putting a house on that lot.
I actually think he has the sign in there somewhere. I thought I
is.
saw it.
I saw it earlier.
Yeah, entrance sign, line 24.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
I'm
All right,
going
so move that over because if we're gonna buy the lots, we need to do that.
we need a sign.
All right, this is just starting money for that project because we've applied to DRA think that's like match money and we could go on and start.
Yeah, that's just hopefully we may get that Delta Regional money. grant.
Yeah, and you could get started on like,
Well, we got to, on some purchase of some houses that gotta come down and utility relocation. et cetera.
utility relocations, that kind of stuff.
Michelle, only, we're asking just $199,000 for that.
That is
couldn't-
that's what Josh's recommendation, that was his, budget request.
We applied for $1.2 million grant from DRA.
1.2 from DRA,
Yeah, 1.2, so our matching portion will be,
199.
yeah, that's what we're trying to.
All right, so the next one on there, the police station, that's the new building we purchased.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I got some questions. That just seems, that number seems out of to me. I don't want to talk.
Okay, we'll talk to him about
Have
that.
we already bought the building?
We have
We have.
And so he's spending 324,000 to fix it up?
the renovation.
Our biggest problem there, and I still don't get the figure, but it's like a lot of things, we get quotes from people when it's a government project. There's no wiring to do anything for computers or anything in there, but it all still seems way high to me. I want to see the actual.
I mean, we renovated the entire city hall for that much money.
It was more than that.
Yeah,
Like
but
400.
still, you gotta look at the size of City Hall compared to this building.
Right.
Exactly.
It ain't that big. That looks,
I thought the figure looked extremely high. What is that?
So this,
That's
Josh,
one we
we-
gotta do, right?
yeah, Josh said we really need to do this. We have half the funding and we've had it for a couple of years now. And this is what the additional funding it will take to do it. And we've looked at other options, but I mean, that's what it'll take to do the,
you know, and I was talking to Clinton this morning. He said $500,000 of that project is the installation.
yeah, it's outrageous. And we've explored other avenues, like trying to buy the lights direct and then get some, I mean, it's outrageous. But we only got this much from insurance because of the age of the lights. So they won't cover, the hailstorm didn't cause the deterioration. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
they were about to need replacing anyway. So y'all want me to go ahead and put that in there?
Put it in there for right now. I think.
But we haven't bid out that installation yet.
We've gotten quotes a couple of times and it doesn't change.
But did we get more than one quote?
You got the girls complex down there too.
Well,
That's what
but
happened with here.
that's in there for informative purposes because the way we talked about it was, hey, this is going to be, there's no insurance money to go with that. So we just kind of said, hey, you need to plan for this, maybe kind of like the fire truck. Start maybe next year, kind of put money back for it for a couple of years or so and plan for it.
Whittling away at it.
This is the, he has two projects in here for the Commerce parking lot back there. One is the overlay of the parking lot, the other is the lights. He said if he had a choice between one, he would start with the overlay.
Yeah, we can do the overlay this year, do the lights next year.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of what he was thinking.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody wanted to do it like completely new, not just an overlay. Like take out the raised bed areas and stuff like that.
I don't know if y'all can have that.
90,000 seems really cheap.
Now that's for
That's true.
overlay.
That's just asphalt overlay.
That's a Josh discussion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just for overlay. So if you want to take
Remember
out,
that question, Marcy, when
yeah,
we
that'll make
talk
it
to
clear.
Josh.
So this other one is the phase one of the Park Commission parking lot.
My God,
That would be a brand new parking lot, not the whole, like not going behind the gym and everything. It's just like he would do it in phases. I think phase one and phase two in order to get everything done. But it would be, I think where the office is now, I think doing that, parking lot area.
Have we considered the demolition of that building also?
Ma'am,
Have we just considered the demolition of that building?
so we have someone that's gonna demo the building, for free. But then we have $25,000 from this year's bond that will help with like cleanup and prep of the ground. And he wants to keep that 25,000 for that. And then this is additional funding for the actual parking lot.
Wow.
But I mean, that is,
Michelle, you can take out the Canyon Way dumpster enclosures because those people have agreed they're not gonna sell us the land.
okay, well, he didn't have that. I mean, that was y'all's decision if you wanted to include it.
Right, but the people have said they will not sell the land where we want it.
Okay,
That's kind of gonna put that on hold for a while anyhow. So
okay. Do y'all want me to go ahead and put the parking lot in there?
I mean, if we're gonna tear the building down, we gotta put something there because
And I feel like,
that gymnasium needs parking.
and it is used all the time.
It is.
When you get to basketball season, like the parking is insane.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Okay, so then you have the city striping, like the next phase of the loop on the city striping. You know, they did MLK and Pierman this year. He didn't tell me what the next,
I would say put it in there right now. We don't have any striping in this town, right? They did a good job what they did.
All right, he really wants to do, since we're doing, I don't know if y'all remember when we got the proposal from the landscape architect. He gave us the proposal of downtown Green Strip, and it had like a sign on the north end of the walking trail facing the highway. Like
that whole curb section needs
Yeah.
dressing up.
And
I
that,
mean, that's what you see when you come into Cleveland.
Right.
that sign is needed.
It's disgusting looking.
And he said it just times out perfectly to do it this year because of the Highway 8 sidewalk improvement project, all that being torn up and redone. He said we need to do the sign at the completion of the Highway sidewalk improvement project, so everything's done at the same time.
I
Yep.
agree with that.
Okay. Arcade Alley mural project, Martis has requested an additional $30,000 for that mural project.
Does that include the mural that's going on the side of the building that faces that new parking lot?
Yes. Sorry,
Okay.
that's the entire
Yeah.
project.
Wait a minute, you talking about the 30 or the 88?
The 88 is for the whole project.
They already
30
have some money.
They already have some money. They only need 30 to finish it.
They have like $57,000. So 57 something. They put in a request for 30.
But we're gonna have a mural on Arcade Alley and no lights.
We already have lights back there. We just wanted to replace them with better lights, but we were talking about paving them this year and then putting the lights up next year. Was my
And it'll
understanding.
probably take a while to get that. I don't even know if they'll do the mural. If they'll complete the mural next year, they may get started. So, you know, they're still working on design and all that stuff.
Sorry,
They're
what's
gonna,
our
they're gonna
total?
present that to the board.
What's our total look like now?
Uh, did y'all want me to put the 51,000 in for the dirt at the,
I don't think he has, we've been needing that desperately.
yeah, he said it really made I had other people tell me that baseball was better than it's been in a long time this year.
How are we just at 1.7? Lord have mercy.
Well,
What did we not put in? Oh, we haven't put in the,
He didn't put in nothing there.
so
What do you think, Mayor? What do you think we can fix that up for? 200,000?
I put
I
two,
don't know. It's, I've still got, I've got to see what all plan to do there, because this was never an kitchen.
Is that required for this year?
well, Dudley's really wants to get those investigators
He
moved in that
needs that
building.
for an investigative office to get
Yeah.
them.
Parking lot, the municipal parking lot,
250
that
is
does not have to be in there this year, in my opinion.
It's
We-
not
we-
in there. I didn't, municipal court parking lot, I don't have that in there.
But, and I even, we can talk to Josh. I said, well, first of all, that's the whole thing, I think, and we could do like just the front half, but we talked about, the street back halfway down there for parking. Because we got the other parking now, we're torn the fence out that's beside the police department. We got parking now. That's, if we did half of it, but that's something we talked with Josh. See if that is all of it or just half of it.
So if I put 250 in for the building, that puts you at this.
Yeah, and what I was saying earlier in the conversation this morning, I think we can go up to 2.3 million and still service our debt without any problem.
So like, if
Where's the
you,
new things though that we moved over? Are they all in there?
I moved over the training site improvement and I moved over the stone
Bronze, yeah.
poles.
Okay, they're
And we
calculated.
moved the, skid steer to airport improvement. So one thing that's not
You did
on
not
here,
put the speakers over there.
well,
I'm-
Paul, let me say something about this speaker deal. Being a downtown business, 2 or 3 times a month, these the Chamber of Commerce runs the system for the speakers in the past. These speakers get stuck and you're listening to partial songs, repeat all day long. It's irritating to people. Normally when you see people walking down walking trails and whatever, they got headphones, they got different things. Why do we need downtown speakers?
I'll be honest, I've received a lot of complaints that they weren't playing. I've had a lot of people call City Hall and say, why aren't your speakers playing?
Well,
like
they
one?"
don't play, then they get stuck on something, and then
Well, that's the whole purpose. I mean, the speakers they put in the ground, everybody stomped them to death. The kids jumping up and down on
Right.
top of the speakers.
That's why they're looking at a new system.
That's what we're talking about. And you
why do
put
we
the-
need a system to begin with? That's what I'm asking. Why do we need to
Yeah.
listen to music?
Well, we advertise ourselves as a music city.
Yeah.
And go to Fulton, Mississippi, and walk down the streets with the music. And we ain't talking about blaring music, it's background music. And then holidays, it'll have music. But it's, that's young folks.
Well, it depends on where the system is being housed, and on the weekend, who's responsible for it. That's all I want to say.
Okay.
I can't hear it anyway, so it don't matter to me.
There you go. I think it's worth.
I don't walk.
All right.
I feel like we've gone long enough with them broken. I don't feel like that's a necessity. But it does create ambiance and it is nice. And it's definitely nice during the holiday season when if you could play holiday music.
Yeah.
There's 50 nights of lights.
Michelle,
I like it.
this is
don't
not
know.
something that goes here. What was decided on those 2 water stations on the walking trail? Are we going to take them up, or we going to repair them, or are we going to just leave them like they are? What are we going to do?
They were supposed to be getting them repaired. I don't know. I know they got somebody to look at them. I don't know what
They're not
the
repaired yet.
outcome was.
Okay.
So
I thought they were being repaired.
I did talk to Trey about that.
Let's follow up with it, please.
Okay, what's not in there is the Legion Sanitary Sewer Pump Station.
Yeah,
I was looking at that, 308.
But,
some of the things that Josh, I know, he really wants to do the walking trail, street light conversion to LED. It feels like it's,
well, I had a long talk with, and I kind of agree with Josh about all this. We've done a lot to do our downtown, and we ain't spent no money on it in a while. And it's starting to show. The walking trail showing it. It's buckling and grass growing all through the asphalt. It needs resurface. I don't know that figure's in there, but
it's not. He didn't have a quote for that, and he doesn't have a quote in here for Public Works break room. You may have that number.
Public Works break room's got to be done. Good.
So do you want me to leave it like it is for right now till y'all talk to Josh?
I think we gotta leave it like that until we talk to all of them and see where we're.
Yeah. Think a little bit.
Okay. All right. You want to look at anything else before we break for lunch? Did we lose Gary?
Gary?
I mean, I'm okay right now. I was sitting here trying to calculate what was the what was the revenue again in the bond and interest fund, the annual revenue this year? Wasn't it like 2.4?
Right at it.
Yeah.
For this
So
year, or next year, project. This year is 2.2.
You talking
Yeah.
about 27 or you talking about 2026?
yeah, what I'm trying to figure out, if we added a $2.3 million bond to it, I was sitting there calculating, and the annual debt requirement would be $276,000. And I'm just trying to see what 276,000 would do to our debt requirements next year.
Yeah.
We'll think about it over lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be 2.6,
that sounds good.
2.6 million.
I
You need
agree.
some time.
All right, let's come back. We're gonna come back at lunch at 1 o'clock with Josh, right?
Right.
Yeah. Ashley, did you get the revised schedule sent out?
Yes, I sent it to him.
Okay. All right.
Thank y'all.
Hey.
Thank y'all.
Good.
All right, folks.
I'm gonna log out and I'll come back in after lunch.
Yeah, I'd stopped the YouTube, so anybody that wants to just stay on, I don't have to take us off Zoom because I stopped the YouTube
Lost
live.
my volume.